Good afternoon, boys and girls, friends, lovers, children of all ages. We're here at Colorado State Capitol. There is a wide variety of flag bearers out here today. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Doing good, thank you.
Hey, thank you.
I don't know. How's it going? Doing good. Hey, we need to tell the people of the world what's going on out here today. Would you mind?
What's that?
You want to tell the people of the world what you got going on out here today?
Give it up, Luke Gold, man. You're the one. Do it.
Oh, more Trump.
What?
What did you say?
Careful, dude. Oh, no more Trump. Hey, look at this.
How about you, sir? Whoa.
That's that Trump money.
Wow.
I got this at home. Like 2 stacks of this I got at home.
What is that? The 2020?
It's Trump money, yeah.
Let's see that. Can you show it to the camera?
Oh, yeah. It's littered on the street. Saw somebody picking something up, and then I saw another person, and this is what it is.
Okay. So we have cars driving out.
Yeah, buddy, next week, be here.
Fair elections recount. One of the signs, Trump Pets 2020. People are driving by, honking, waving their flags. Stop this steal. That's another sign we're seeing. Trump Pets, the American flag. We've got the blue line, and what's the red line on that one over there? Is that a? It's like a half red, half blue. I guess I better just go ahead. Excuse me, sir. Can you tell me what that flag is? Can you tell me what that flag is?
The red line is fire and the blue line is police.
Fire and police.
Not police. These are all my flags. I got a lot of people are flying my flag.
Oh yeah.
That's one of my flags. I got like over 100 flags.
Okay. That's a lot of flags.
Hey, I like your setup, man.
This is an old basic one,
Yeah?
right? This is just a simple tripod and holder.
That's cool.
I got the gimbal in the backpack. If y'all gonna march or not.
What's a gimbal?
A gimbal. Oh, it's a stabilizer. See, I was just driving by and I seen all this going on out here. I carry a bag.
Nice, so you prepared for about anything.
Yeah.
Nice, dude.
So you see these here, you put your phone in that, and then it balances it, right? And so what happens is, instead of being all shaky-handed,
Yeah.
it looks like that.
Oh, cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a decent little
Yeah, a little toy like that.
Nice, dude. Wow, man.
Yeah, so tell me, what's going on out here today?
It's just Stop the Steal rally. We're just trying to get attention brought to the fact that shenanigans are going on in Pennsylvania, Michigan. You know, it's a little odd that they're still counting the votes 2 weeks later.
I'm curious, when did they start counting the votes?
I believe they start, it depends on the state.
Okay.
So some states start when the votes come in, some states wait until the polls close, then they start to count the votes. And yeah, never before has it taken 2 weeks to count votes.
So you said some states wait until the election day.
Yeah.
Do you know what it's like in Colorado?
Colorado waits till the election day. They get all their early voting in, and then election day they crack them all open. And
Do they do any pre-preparatory work on that?
I couldn't tell you, man. You think they would, right?
I think they do actually. I think they do here in Colorado. I think they actually they don't release the numbers,
Okay, so they start opening envelopes.
but
early.
they know who voted beforehand.
Oh, okay.
Because there's a thing that if you vote in Colorado like in the first week, then you don't get calls from all the candidates and the poll workers and all that stuff where they're like, hey, did you get your ballot? Did you turn it in? Right? Because they already know that you voted because it's in the system that you voted already.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting, man.
Yeah.
Learn something new every day.
So yeah.
Yeah, because I'm not sure how it all works. I just know, I'm 52 years old, voted in every election, and never have I seen this happen.
And what is it? Is it the recounting process that you haven't seen? What is it? Just I'm curious. Like I said, I just drove by.
Yeah, it's just
Trying to figure out what's going
it's just
on.
the length of time that it takes to count all the votes. Pennsylvania should have already been done. I mean, look, California called their election like 10 minutes after post. Literally. I was
So they were like counting their ballots
as they were coming in, yeah.
before the election day.
Yeah, kind of like you were talking about. Yeah.
So-
That's what I would assume anyway.
Okay.
But not sure what's going on in Pennsylvania. Then you got all this like mysterious drops, like the 180,000 votes that appeared for Biden, voting only for Biden in one drop. Bam! Now, that's ridiculous.
Only voting for Biden.
They
And no Trump vote.
They didn't vote for any state legislatures, any senators, any local issues. Just marked Biden.
Okay, so you're saying that those are undervotes on
Uh,
those because they didn't vote for all the issues.
I'm saying that those were manufactured votes. Somebody was sitting in a basement somewhere with a little team marking a ballot. And that's all they had time to do was mark Biden. They didn't have time to go through and mark everything. Because they had to overcome such a large landslide. And that's my personal theory. I wasn't there, so.
Right.
Too much.
Alright.
What do you do normally? You're just a videographer?
Yeah, it's actually
Nice
just
jacket, by the way.
thank you. You ever heard of Goodwill Outlet World?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got this one.
Nice, dude. That's a cool story, buddy. Yeah, dude.
So I volunteer over here at this food bank, and then we got some food we're gonna deliver, right? So between grocery loads and everything, and it's coming down 13th. Some flags flying. So I come in, park the car, grab the gear, come out to figure what's going on.
Appreciate you being here and asking questions, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's kind of cool, dude.
Hi guys again.
sounds like a speaker over here.
Heads off. Squad right down here for us.
Come up here.
So do you have a YouTube channel?
Yeah,
What's it called?
cut the plastic.
Cut the Plastic?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I'll check it out. Like cut out, like is that like cut the plastic out of the world, or what does that mean? What's that mean?
Yeah, it started out and it's supposed to be about the environment, about like how we build our infrastructure and our communities in a way that manages for like the basic processes of humans. You ever watch Star Trek? So you see in the TV show, they like go to the food programmer, give me a cup of Earl Grey tea, and it processes the atoms and the molecules for a cup and the Earl Grey tea inside, right? But we don't have that. We got plastic shit laying all over the place. We got people living out here. At least you know this fence is up here because they had 300 people living here, right?
Dude, I live 200 miles away from
You
here.
live 200 miles
So
away.
this is my first time downtown Denver in probably 5 years.
Really? Well, welcome. Yeah,
There's
this.
Yeah,
SWAT
please
team
tell
all
me.
over. There's from there. There's a SWAT vehicle over there. There's a bunch of people about to. Let's get out here before shit goes down.
Hey, you guys, there's a lot of shit about to happen.
All right,
I guess.
good.
There's cops all over the fucking place.
Well, that's real odd.
I don't think it's unsafe for there to be cops all over the place.
I don't think so either. I think that's a good thing, actually.
But I mean, you know,
Yeah.
if people see that looks like some security guards or something in that one. They weren't. That's not even a. That's weird. Anyway, yeah, environment, right? So where's the guy got to go to take a shit right now?
Dude, I was trying to figure that out earlier. You gotta go to the bathroom, of course, but
There's no places.
yeah, because I was just looking around. There is no place.
It's Saturday, but the Capitol's fenced off. There's no tours going on, right? COVID, so you can't access your public building to go take a dump, right? And that means there's no bathrooms, probably for anywhere for any human, right? So what are you gonna do? You gotta go buy dinner somewhere so you can take a piss,
Right. Or find a handy dumpster to go behind, you know, which is unsanitary.
right?
Yeah.
So the food waste like that we get at our food bank, right? We feed hundreds of meals a week
Awesome,
off
man.
of excess
Awesome.
that the grocery stores and the bread store, whatever, not gonna take care of.
Well, at least
So
I'm working with you guys, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm a recycler. I've been a recycler for years. I've got a recycling business up in Steamboat Springs, Craig.
really,
Metals only, basically, but I've gone to a lot of events. and-
ferrous, non-ferrous.
Yeah, but I've had a lot of discussions about plastic with the recycle, like Yampa Valley Recycles and Sustainability Council. And my argument is, as a consumer, they package the shit and they send it to me. I don't have a choice. If I want to buy that, I got to buy the package too. And then what do you do with the package?
You're supposed to give it back to them, and they should take it and they should process it.
That's a good point, man. Like,
Right?
if I buy something from Walmart, I can say, here's your plastic bag.
Here's your plastic bag. And theoretically, they have the bags there, right? They have five three-stream recycling systems at a lot of places where you can go with your recycling, your trash. Or here in Denver, where they actually give us a big purple bin and we put all the recycling and we wash it first, right? You gotta separate the plastic from the water, right? So you gotta separate the filth off of it. So if that's the case, then we clean our trash, our recycling, we wash it, and we put it in, and then they come pick it up and they separate and process it, allegedly. And that's at least how it's supposed to be. So that's what cut the plastic started as. And it's morphed into a variety of things.
I'm not putting you in my book. You're an intelligent guy, and I like talking to you. So,
Well, thanks, man.
Yeah, I mean,
You might not like everything I have to say.
you know, I might though. You know, I got a pretty good diverse viewpoints, man.
All right.
I mean, I'm not locked into whatever craziness, you know, they try to get us locked into.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
I mean, in fact, yeah. I lived in Denver. I lived right over here on Pennsylvania for freaking 2 to 3 years
Yeah.
before I moved up to Craig.
When you lived out here, did the police arrest the homeless and take them to jail?
they did.
Did they throw their property in the garbage cans on a regular basis?
Not that I ever saw, man.
So,
That's shocking too, because knowing that these fences up to keep people from basically living is shitty.
yeah. I mean, that's Veterans Park.
Yeah.
Right? So the fact that there were veterans living in Veterans
Yeah.
Park, sleeping because they didn't have housing available.
Yeah, that's shitty.
Right?
Yeah.
That's pretty shitty. And if you're 200 miles away from here, I hope that in your neighborhood, in your neck of the woods, that there's an actual options for emergency housing and transitions. Because where I grew up,
There is.
there was like churches and there were houses, apartments, there were emergencies, but then like there was a plan to move people back into long-term housing. And if they weren't physically or mentally capable of doing that, there was programs to assist with that housing, right? But we've gotten away from that here. Right? So now you live a couple blocks up the street here.
Yeah, over on Pennsylvania.
I have filmed the police and the employees of the city using my taxpayer dollars to throw people's belongings in the garbage. It's tough
Yeah.
because they're like move, and then when people say where, there's no answer. Right?
Up there, we do have a pretty good program. There's a entire apartment complex devoted to basically if you don't have a place to live, you can move in there for nothing. It's based off of how much you make.
Yeah.
My girlfriend lives there. It's a nice place, man. I mean, you don't have to be homeless to live there, you know. So.
Yeah.
But they'll help you out, like.
Right.
And anybody, you can move from Denver to Craig.
And you could probably move from that place to the next level. Like
Yeah.
I want to get a job, I want to work,
Right.
but I can't work if I can't sleep. I can't sleep if my property's under risk of assault every day. Right? And that's the problem with the shelters in Denver, right?
Yeah. Oh, I stayed in the shelter here.
So you know.
Yeah, right over here, in fact. Just down Colfax, a couple blocks in a basement. So I spent 2 weeks in that shelter, my friend.
Wow.
And it was rough. It was a gigantic dormitory, unhealthy, unsanitary. Yeah, it was rough. That's why I'm thankful where I'm living, where I live.
All right.
We got a lot of good opportunities up there. So yeah.
Good. That's good.
But
So
I
you got
couldn't-
out of Denver while it was done.
Yeah, and I couldn't even imagine them treating the homeless like you're saying they treat the homeless.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
up there, up in Steamboat Springs, there's a couple of homeless guys that wander around, and I don't know how the hell they do it in the wintertime. There's a guy, he's a friend of mine, his name is Joe, and he just roams the streets. And every time I see Joe, I buy him a cup of coffee, pack of smoke, give him some weed. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
Thank God it's Colorado, right? We can give a guy a joint. No crime in that.
Right, man. Hey, good to talk to you, man.
Hey man, it's nice to meet you.
Hey, I got you in my phone. I'm gonna check out your
Tell me your
stuff.
name again?
Monty.
Monty, I'm Brian.
Brian, good to meet you, man.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Love talking to smart people, man.
Well, you know, there's danger in it.
There is.
And talking to smart people often becomes enlightened. And when you become enlightened, you have to become a creator of change. And it's scary because, you know, the Jesus that I follow, they don't talk about how he turned over the tables because people were not leaving that shaft and that little extra for the widow. They were abusing each one that came into the temple, right? And so, if we're supposed to do to our brother as we want done to ourselves, then that fence has no place when there are people dying, right? There are 3 homeless sweeps scheduled in the city and county of Denver for next week.
What are they gonna do with them all?
Well, that's a good question because it should be a statewide issue. Our governor has said that there is no state plan. You see the hawks? See the hawks flying over the Capitol? Hawks are a symbol, a sign. They're on the north side of the building. But our governor has no plan to end homelessness in the state of Colorado.
Wow.
And that's an issue because it's not Denver's problem. It's a state problem, right?
See, and here's the thing: is I also, when I was living here, I worked for Colorado Coalition for the Homeless.
Oh, good man.
Built some places. I helped them remodel their main structure off of Stout. Like this is 20 years ago. But back then they weren't interested in helping homeless because then they'd be out of a job. I mean, I saw this from the inside. They freaking,
Really?
they're a bunch of high-paid attorneys, and they don't want to help the homeless because then they'll be out of a job. Like, that was what people talked about in the inner offices. I mean, this is a weird situation. This is 20 years ago, so things have probably changed now. And there wasn't that big of a homeless problem at that point in time.
Yeah, there's a big homeless problem now. I think there's excess of 5,000 in the county alone, maybe 15.
What's your name again?
Brian,
Brian. Thanks for enlightening me, Brian.
Monty,
Good for you, Brian.
I'm working on it.
Well, you know, even if you don't have our viewpoints or anything.
Listen, I come from a father who was a police officer, okay? I come from a very strong Christian home, and I came to learn to live in active change. Street preaching in Mardi Gras down in New Orleans,
Wow, Brian.
right? Like working in the
Brett.
streets of my community, and I got to tell you that I want to be as proud of that flag as my grandfather, who serviced the planes that did the spy photography over Japan before and after the bomb fell.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
Right.
my grandfather was on Nagasaki 3 days after they signed the surrender.
Wow.
He said he had to plow through a 3-foot thick layer of glass.
Yeah.
So if your grandpa did the airplane that did the spy mission, that's awesome, dude. We got a little connection there.
Little connection.
Japan.
You know?
Yeah. World War II was a rough war.
Well, it was supposed to be the war to end war, right?
Right.
But what happened, though, is that not only did we not end the war, but we forgot how the greatest generation looked at what their purpose and their role in their lives was. God, I'm gonna cry because the guys that come back from Afghanistan, who've been in Iraq or served in the Middle East, who have brought opium back, right, to sell into our mainstream populations. Their roles, their activities are different than what our grandparents did,
Totally.
right? And the way that our soldiers who served were treated, the mentality of getting them off of the war mentality and into the positive health of living mentality, that has died in the process, right? We got veterans who were out here and sleeping in Veterans Park,
Yeah, that's
right?
sad.
And the mayor said, well, that's the governor's problem, that's state land. And the governor is just like, whoop, broke every federal agreement that the city had established in the municipal area about how it's supposed to be done. The notices, we're gonna store your stuff. No, 6 o'clock in the morning, the fence went up, boom, people woke up, get your shit moved, don't even get your shit, get the fuck out of here.
Wow, man.
Watch your stuff go in the landfill.
Wow, man.
They
that,
use tractors
that
to
breaks
haul
my
it.
heart, dude. It really does. It
Yeah.
really does break my heart.
Yeah,
Talking about bringing a tear to my eye, because that's bullshit. They had to throw up the fence, then round everybody up, tell them get the fuck out there, throw their stuff in the trash.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Oh, dude.
And then when our state legislators and other elected officials, the employees who actually worked with the homeless and others that were like there on the scene were like trying to find active solutions to stop the stupidity, to save IDs, to save prescription drugs, to save cell phones because people are at their jobs or whatever the things were. The response was to physically assault the citizens who were tasked
Wow,
with being
Brian.
the peacemakers.
Wow, Brian.
You can watch that on my live stream.
I will. Nice jacket again. Funny, I just found a nice one like that in the dumpster. I gave it to my niece because it wouldn't fit me. Dude, it's so badass.
And I put mink oil on it, right?
Yeah.
Took the time to rub that mink oil in, clean it out, and feel nice and good about it. It's a really nice jacket.
Good score, man.
It gets the windbreaker underneath, but I gotta throw some buttons in. That's the reason it got thrown out. So,
Good score, Brian.
Have a good day,
Brian,
man.
I will check out your channel, man.
all right, don't hate me too much.
Good talking to you. Dude.
Good talking to
I'm
you.
not gonna hate you, man.
Well,
I'm sure we might have similar viewpoints.
we might. And for those of you who just caught that beautiful interview with Monty, who used to live in Denver, used to work for the Colorado Coalition for the Homeless, and actually got out of town before it was illegal to be unhoused. We just had a nice little chat with the guy. I'm just curious to see what's going on up here. So I'm gonna walk up the hill on a slope loudly so that everybody can hear that I'm walking up the slope. Because we don't ever want there to be issues like silent walking.
You guys look badass.
So it seems as if a friend is gonna stop and take a picture now. So for some reason there's a police line that went up. I'm assuming that the permitted protest is the primary reason, but I also found it funny because it was the guys at the Trump rally who were like, oh my God, there's SWAT rolling all around. We better get out of here. Just another day in Denver. But this crew is missing their front badge numbers. So they're not unit 2 or 6, because 2 and 6 have their badge numbers on the front of their helmets as well as in the back of their helmets. So what team are you guys? Of course, they can always plead the fifth or just stay silent. their prerogative. Some interesting toys we got out here today, though. That's a nightstick. What does Mama do with that? And then, of course, the toys. Because you know, when the right arm is out, you got to make sure that you got guns out here. No front name tags. SN0243. I think that's a sticker actually from a pair of blue cuffs. That is not a badge number. No name tags. Badge numbers are on the back of the helmet. Yeah. In consistency and practices and procedures. This is the silver team. I'm joking. He's got black, he's got silver. And it seems that the reason for this awkward line, because there's some on that side of the line and there's some on this side of the line, is that there's a rally going on over here on that side of the line. So we got SWAT over here. And some more of that going on over there. And we got some pride flags and some black bloc over there. There's another journalist over here. And you got your truck flags on the truck driving around over there. And then from this point, you have your last four guys. Last 4 or 5 people hanging out. We got our friends that Amplify the Voice over here.
And I'd like to judge you.
How
are you doing?
Good, I'm Brian.
Kirk, yeah, nice to meet you,
Nice
Brian.
to meet you, Kirk. What do you got going on here today?
We just had a Trump rally, just kind of a liberty rally, show some support. Now we're gonna go home for.
What was the intent of the rally?
The intent of the rally was just to come out and exercise our freedom to show our rights to come out and free assembly and say that we stand for our president. He hasn't conceded yet. It's not over. I know projected and probably we'll have a new administration, but until my president says I concede or until the Electoral College says this is the new president-elect, I'm just going to go ahead and do what I feel is right for me, which is question.
Okay, cool. So what do you know what happened over here? What caused all the SWAT, the Denver Police and State Police to show up?
Yeah, the Antifa started organizing and they got shields and bats and stuff together and they were going to come over and confront us. So at that point, when I knew that happened and SWAT showed up, I just got everybody together and then I told them, let's all go home.
Shield, bats, and what else?
The police officer came over, was organizing over here.
Okay.
They got shields and bats.
Antifa.
That's what they said.
Okay, that's what the police said.
Yes.
Okay, very cool. No, I'm getting the information factually as I can.
Yes.
If the police said Antifa
Oh, no,
organizing,
I'm sorry. You know what they did? Because I said is that Antifa?
Yeah.
They said, there's people organizing over there to counter protest. That's
Okay.
what he called it.
He
That's
called
what
it counter protest.
I called him in. I asked him if it was
Okay,
Antifa.
okay.
Yes, I assume.
Yeah. No.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
No, that's cool. I just if a police officer is calling.
No. He said that they were counter protesters. Is
Okay.
what he said. Yes,
Okay.
To be exact.
Gotcha. And so, how long have you had this rally planned?
I didn't plan it. It was planned just kind of on a whim. We drove 3 hours to be here, to come down to the Denver Capitol in my state, just to come down and make a little time. but
Okay.
we are gonna go.
You're gonna stick with them.
We're just gonna get back to our truck.
Well,
and get
you
out
know,
of here.
with that
I
many
don't
people
want
on
any
the
problems, dude.
No, listen.
Seriously.
It's cool that you don't want any problems.
Yeah.
I'm down. I'm with you, right? Like I'm a very big live streamer who's generally seen as covering the other side
Nice.
more than this side.
Hey man,
Okay?
to me there
I
is
came
we're
down.
all on one side.
We gotta be
gotta get
behind that
along.
fucking flag right there.
We gotta get along. Yes,
Gotta
behind
get
that flag.
That flag,
all
and I
along.
shouldn't call it a fucking flag because that's
I
my flag
understand.
too.
Taking down our tape and we're leaving. so-
We're out. We're gone. God bless you.
Be
Thank
safe.
you, sir. We got him out, and
We
we're
gotta
out.
go now.
Thank you.
So they have it, folks. So we gotta go find these shields, bats, and helmets that he said that they had. We're gonna look for that. So we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out where all the shields and bats are. I'm being very particular. We're gonna look for shields, for bats. These are the particulars. Is that what they said? Shields and bats? I'm looking for the shields. I'm looking for the baseball bats, and I gotta tell you, I don't see them. The threats of shields and bats are not there, folks. That's an unfounded threat. Yeah. No, that's really, they want to just hold some space. That's fine. They can do that. Oh, these guys. Hey, there they go. Hi, guys. Yeah, I see a large terrorist threat. This is absolutely, look at all the baseball bats. Everybody here has a bat.
They ain't got no guns. So like
Okay, we got to put a mute on that. I'm gonna lose. All right, you know what? I guess I don't really care. Good. How's it going?
Where's your bag?
Sorry, it's look. Yeah, no, it was good. Some of the gentlemen on the other side who tried to suppose that there were shields everywhere. I think back to prove that there wasn't. Yeah, it's a good video. Say hi, Mom! So, it's interesting that they stayed to the side of the road, side of the building. But there it is. There's your anti-Trump party. And they do not have shields, they do not have weapons. But they got a windy day. Meanwhile, here's what's interesting. Most of these people have no idea that there's nothing here. People, the protest that was in the main part of the Capitol is gone. 30 minutes and done, folks. I mean, straight up, Wheeler. Can you believe it? It took less than half an hour.
For the trouble still
It's gone. It's on.
They don't have staying power. I don't understand why they just don't grab them by the pussy and stay.
Oh,
Right?
there's one lone soldier left. I just gotta let you know. There's like one guy left. Very, very scary, Anna. Very scary. I know, right?
The White Claw he's drinking?
Maybe.
Not to be rude, sir, don't you think that's a Biden vote in your hand?
Oh, man. Yeah, look at all those leaves gathered up at the fence line.
Yeah. Wow.
See, if I had a joint, I'd probably smoke it and tell that guy that he'd have to have his own because I was worried about COVID. All right. No. Peanut butter and jelly? Is that what you said, PBJ? All right, I guess we're going to have to go to the speaking setup and all the shite that's over here.
Let's give the media a round of applause for the hard work in the community. Women are the beginning and end to everything in this world. That's why I stand here today to thank the courageous Vikings that help keep this world safe. Decades ago, women stood up and said they will no longer be second-string picks to the world's game. Women stood up and marched for women's voting rights, reproductive rights, sex worker rights, equal housing, equal employment, and equal opportunities. We thank you, women, for that fight. But the fight isn't near over. It's now time to stand up and protect for our black and brown women. In 2017, the imprisonment rate for an African American woman was twice the rate of an imprisonment rate for a white woman. Hispanic women were imprisoned at 1.3 times the rate of white women. While homicide is the leading common death for all women under 44, the CDC found non-Hispanic black women are more affected when compared to other racial groups in the United States. In fact, the homicide rate for black women and Native American women was twice that of Asian, Hispanic, and white women. Please understand that I love all women. But right now, black women are being attacked. From dying in hospitals because of the lack of attention from healthcare staffs, to being lynched in courtrooms for life sentences for non-violent offenses, to lack of education and resources, black women have been forgotten by the Free the Women's Rights movement. Now don't get in your feelings, I mean no disrespect to the movement. I just want to make sure y'all understand that black women have not been protected. I am 11 years old and I can see the pain. I can see the pain when the tears flow because a black mother has lost her child. She screams to the world, help me! And no one responds. Well, I am here, black woman. I'm here to stand beside you and to the side of you, but never in front of you, because you lead the way. You are the beginning, middle, and end to everything in this to everything that is amazing in this world. For the Lord kissed this land with your beautiful brown embrace. black woman, to tell you that you are the grace, the saving grace to the disgrace America has put on your back since slavery days. The fight is not over. We all screamed victory when the presidential results came in, but we still have local elections that are very important as well. Black women do not need saviors. They are the world's saviors. They need protection so they can continue to take care of the world like they've done since the beginning of time. I stand here asking our new elected officials to keep that in mind when you are making policies or legislation laws. Black women deserve a seat at the table now. Black women's rights mean nothing, and black women's rights are not included as well. Black women, you are the truth. You are the star player. We demand for the killings to stop about black women. We demand for our brothers and sisters sitting behind walls to be released. We demand for ICE to release all of our people. We demand for women to be treated as they should, with love and compassion. We demand now for the world to protect black women. Now! I stand here for Sandra Bland, Breonna Taylor, Deborah Danner, Betty Boo Jones, Mia Shazwa Hall, Megan Hockaday, Natasha McNenna, Tanisha Ann Anderson, and every other woman whose life was lost, who cannot stand here with us in March today. We demand for black and brown women to be protected now. Thank you.
I told y'all he was amazing, right? I wasn't just hyping it up. Give him a round of applause, y'all. 11. Can we believe that 11-year-olds keep them up with some amazing words? All right, let's go ahead and move on to Miss Jaws and Lillian. They moved to the U.S. from Uganda in 2013 and 2014 when they were adopted by a Colorado family. They lost their Ugandan mother to HIV and AIDS. Since that time, they have been fierce advocates for women living with HIV, as well as many other marginalized communities. So let's give them a round of applause.
Y'all share this. Women need to be heard.
Hi. My name is Lillian. I am 17 years old, and I am a lot of things. I'm a dreamer. I'm a professional TikTok dancer. I am a painter, and I am an immigrant to this country. For the longest time, I saw America as a perfect utopian place, the land of the free, if you know what I mean. But as I was exposed to the world around me, and as I was exposed to the fears and dangers of being the most unprotected, disrespected, and neglected person in America, as free and home of the brave really meant. What did the poet mean when he wrote the land of the free and who were the brave? Was he referring to the stolen land as the land of the free? And did the brave include the poor, the disabled, the uneducated, and unemployed, documented, those seeking asylum, those without homes, and did it include the marginalized communities, or was the home of the brave just for the white, rich, and able? I wrote a poem about names because I believe that names have power. They have the power to create, they have power to destroy, they bind us, and they are gifts to us from our parents. This is a poem. My name was here before me. It was birthed as a whisper. My name has resolved many conflicts. It has been blessed by pure water and spoken by the Creator Himself. My name is an example of resilience. It is a gift from God to my mother, and from her a gift to me. So excuse me as I roll my eyes and sigh as you mispronounce my name, or when you give me another or one that dishonors the one my parents gave me. No meaning to me, for it is just letters with a time.
And they just sprayed that guy.
Yeah, they did.
So if DPD's watching, Sherman 14th at this timestamp, car black just rolled by. We have just drive-bys.
Your eyes seem boring compared to the great blue and green. Your eyes are overlooked and taken for granted, but they are never just boring. Her eyes are blue. Their feminine package with silky hair, a well-accepted body, and yes, eyes are blue. But yours are never just boring. Your eyes hold the power to move tectonic plates, and they can bring mountains to their knees. Your eyes hold the riches buried deep in the ground, and when they combine with the greatest gift to earth, yes, your eyes have a tint of gold. Your eyes hold the riches deep.
It just makes you die.
Your eyes hold truth and stories. They can excite and
No,
calm.
so I'm not-
They are silent and can speak all on their own. You can admire hers, but please don't forget that you were always my definition of beauty. Remember, your eyes were never just brown.
Hi. My name is Jocelyn Widoho. I was born in Uganda and I lived there for 12 years. Not to start off negative, but I hate it when people feel sorry for me when they hear that I lived in a developing country. Because before I knew about the American life, you know, the Wi-Fi and the microwaves, I was happy. When I was about 9 years old, I lost my mother to HIV. The virus, in my opinion, has the power to kill, but the power is given and fueled by society when we don't educate ourselves. The stigma surrounding the topic causes people to isolate themselves because of the fear of judgment and lashback that they receive from people who choose to assume and hate rather than educate themselves. My mother did not have the privilege of a proper education, so she worked hard to make sure that me and my family got an education. My dad, like my brothers, was not around as much as he wanted to. So before my mother died, she put me in Uganda for the past 2 years into my primary education. In 2013, I was put through the orphanage by an amazing American family, and I was really excited they were here. Coming to America, I had high expectations. I wanted to try everything, you know, like burgers, pizza, making friends with white people, all that stuff. Notice how on my list to do, I did not include explaining to people why my life matters. Why my skin color is not a weapon, you know. Because in my mind, America was the land of the free. People were educated, and I was just coming to chill and explore my gifts. I have to turn this, okay. I quickly learned that that was not the case. I was forced to learn that when I started scrubbing a little hard in the shower because my skin was too dark. When I would beg my mom to straighten my hair because all the pretty girls had long straight hair. I would look at the society and consider what society considered beautiful, and it wasn't me. I feel so blessed to have an amazing family and a mom that always tells me my worth and my beauty. My mom's a real one, y'all. She not only educates herself daily, but she educates her family and everyone she encounters, which by the way includes all her Facebook friends. My mother's life to this day inspires me to speak my mind and to educate people when I can. And my mom now makes sure that I have the courage and the strength to do so. So you know the saying that the black woman is the most disrespected person in America? Well, I want to talk about that. For example, the Black Lives Matter movement was founded by 3 black women, but despite that, society tends to shift the focus of the movement to black men's lives and deaths and the hands of law enforcement and such. There's nothing wrong with that, but the movement should focus on black women equally because we're not having a good time either. I also want to talk about our bodies. Black women are beautiful. Period. That's it. And I understand that some of y'all want the curves and the sway and whatever, but do not tell a black woman to dress a certain way or carry herself a certain way to make you comfortable. Then congratulate the Kardashians for their store-bought curves because we inspired that. And lastly, I want to address this angry black woman thing. I do not appreciate how as a society we have confused a black woman's passion as anger. Actually, at this point, it is anger. We're angry that our men are being locked up for petty crimes. Anger that no matter what we do and accomplish, we're seen as lesser than. And we're angry because not enough people are listening. And nothing is changing at a pace that is, in the next few years, I would feel comfortable bringing another life into this mess. So yeah, you can call me angry, but remember this. I was not born angry. The way that you have treated me and the way that you continue to treat me made me angry, and I will stay angry until I feel that there is no reason to be. And hopefully that day is soon, because we're all really tired.
And I gotta wipe it down because you're gonna hold it and stuff, right? All right, that was incredible. Like, give those girls a round of applause. Like, fuck yeah, we love you guys. Thank you. All right, how are we feeling? What's our vibe right now? We good? Are we alive?
Yeah.
Y'all looking a little cold. Do some jumping jacks. Do something. Get that blood flowing, y'all. All right, our next beautiful speaker is Miss B. Where's she at? Where's she at? There she is. Let's give her a round of applause. She's incredible, y'all.
Good afternoon, everybody. First off, I want to start off by thanking Iris for organizing this event, creating this platform.
What's going on?
It's clearly important that these events be possible
Oh, you know, enjoying a beautiful
in
day.
order to forward the rights of all women. But from them must come change through understanding as well as action.
How you doing today?
Not only what we talk about
Not
amongst
much.
ourselves, but it must be evident within the general public, and more importantly, our lives in the pudding, right? So let me ask y'all something. When have the numbers, the true numbers of trafficked indigenous women,
Hey, don't hurt him. Don't
murdered
hurt him.
trans women, or really the overall...
He's listening. He's paying attention.
of women change? Think about who did it change for and why. Society continues.
Hey.
Yeah.
He's listening.
We're still here. Hey, shucks. We're still doing the work. So I see a clear need for active inclusion, perspective, and forward action when it comes to the rate of women, especially BIPOC and queer women. Express and indulge in the importance of this movement within the community.
I don't know about this woman, but he's paying attention.
So you may ask why, as a woman, as a person with African and Native roots, as a lesbian, and as a person of this planet and human species, why is this important to me? Where do I start?
This is democracy, is it not? Okay,
To be honest, it's because I seem to find myself back in a cycle of anger, exhaustion, and confusion, trying to consolidate, but putting those emotions aside as I need to. I believe this is part of the
I'm trying to listen, dumbass. Shut up.
how we
You're talking to. She's a
and things
child.
that actually
She's a child.
Take your child
Forget
somewhere else. I'm trying to listen
it
to her.
contributes to the betterment
All y'all flooded over here with this
disenfranchised
I'm
communities,
listening. Leave me the hell
individuals, and
alone.
society as a whole.
He's listening.
And at the end of the day, isn't that what's important? Establishing an equal, protective, and empowering society. And to be thriving as a society, we need to be thriving as a whole. In order to exponentially better each other. So it looks like we got some work to do, huh? And we are not out here standing in the cold in the midst of a pandemic for our own personal entertainment. Let it again be said that our bodies are no man's debate nor doctor's science project. And they for damn sure are not just numbers on a spreadsheet. We are real individual and valued women. We want change. We want betterment. We want equality. We want to not have to fear for our lives and livelihood or feel that we are less valued or important than anybody else. So where do we go for a path forward? And I'm not going to pretend like I have all the answers, so let that be one understanding. Just because someone lives it does not know that they alone can fix it. I used to often hear that it takes a village, right?
Yep. Just had to.
Well, it takes a village to not only raise a child, but instill and build a society that establishes such values into the youth and our future generations. That is why allyship is so important and needed. Because as I'm trying to figure this out, I need you to try and you to try and shit, them to try too. We need to work together because it takes perspective, and that's multiple perspectives. Shucks, I'd like to imagine if our country was built taking account multiple perspectives, right? Perhaps we'd live in a much different America.
Look at it.
Or world all the same. But coming from hardships of emotional, sexual, and generational cycles of abuse, inequalities within our lifestyles and careers, we gain a general understanding. We need to be more calculated, patient, careful, selfless, while still persevering, resolute, tenacious, and out here making a way basically every day of our lives. And that's not just a recipe for a warrior, honey. While I am no serving woman, I'd say that is such of a general. So as we march forward together, we need to continue to push forward, keep voting, stand up for each other, and make platforms for women. We need queer and BIPOC women at our leadership and decision-making tables. We need queer and BIPOC women in our leadership and decision-making roles. We need queer BIPOC women's stories told by queer BIPOC women in daily representations of society. Be it media, education, community affecting and non-community affecting groups, because we exist daily. Not as a convenience, not as a token, not as a check mark for a box, because we matter. Our rights matter, and we are taking our place. And as we do so, we are raising the voices of the women and girls who aren't and weren't able to. And we are continuing the voices of the women who did so before us. We may hear these issues do not affect just us. We are speaking. Yes. And when we speak, our words, our thoughts, our stories, our histories need to be taken into account. We are who we are, and that is not something else. We are a piece of the world, and we are not going away because we belong. So let's march forward and move every day in our resistance to racist, exclusive, exploitive, heteropatriarchies. Let's continue to defy and reverse the hate, degradation, and phobias of human beings, because I believe we are paving a way for a future that is safe, equal, inviting, and hopefully someday beautiful. Thank you. Give her a round of applause. That was beautiful. How are you feeling now, you know? Y'all sound a little weak. How are you feeling? There we go, there we go. All right. So our next speaker is Beja Collins. She is Pasha. My bad. She is 29. She's a young student of love. Her passion is serving the community through acoustic poems and uplifting others. So let's give her a round of applause, y'all.
No, it's okay. It's Basha. Iris and I are still meeting each other. I don't even know what event it was, but she literally called me out of a crowd to speak at another event, and I had never met her or knew or what I was doing at that time. So I am Basha Collins. I'm so honored to be here with all of you and all the other speakers. Dee, the youth, like, thank y'all, seriously, Nick, just all of this. And I'm gonna take this off. So I was trying to see what I was gonna write about for about a week and a half, and nothing really came up. So I really will be speaking from my heart. And what I wanna speak about is just community, and not just what we hear, but true community. Dee, you kind of hit on it already, and I'm glad you did, because I wanna talk about community and platforms. This is not just a platform. When we leave here, what are we doing? What are we reading? Who are we talking to? Who are we comforting? Things such as that I don't think gets talked about enough, and I had to learn it in my own life, speaking at different things, playing my music, things like that. But then in my everyday life, what am I doing? What am I being called to? So I just want to encourage you all to do that when we leave here. True community, authentic community looks like all of us. It looks like love. And sometimes I don't think love gets talked about enough, because it's all misconstrued, which is okay, but true love is agape, meaning I love you and I don't need to know you, I don't need to look like you, I don't need to know where you come from, it doesn't matter. See, that's what's good. So y'all know about it. Okay, good. We know about real love, and real love is also a weapon. That's the biggest weapon alone. Love is a weapon. Love liberates. Maya Angelou said love liberates, meaning it frees people, it heals people, it educates people. But you have to be that, not try to talk about it. You'll just know it. So talk about community, be the platform, please, wherever you go, with your families. Are you a safe space? Are you a safe space? Some of us are not, and that's okay, but you can be. But you have to be that for yourself first. So I wanted to talk about that. Let me see what else is coming up. I talked about love. I talked about community. And I'm just happy to be here, y'all. Really, I was like, what do you want me to talk about? What do you want me to talk about? I didn't know. But I think where I'm at right now is tomorrow will be my first year here in Denver from Atlanta. So I've been here a whole year from Atlanta. ATL, anybody in ATL? So right, if we're in ATL, you stay in ATL, but that's okay. But I wanted to say I have a tribe in Atlanta, and when I moved here, I have community now, which is, like I said, I didn't know Iris, but I love Iris. I just met Katie. You go ahead, Katie. Just met Katie. And the love that is here, but it has to continue. It has so much that needs to be done, but it doesn't. I don't stand alone right now, so I encourage you all to take that with you. Love is our weapon. It is who we are. It's not something we create, it's something that we are. So hit me up after this. I would love to meet some of you all, continue to do this and see where I can help and serve with you and vice versa. But again, thank y'all so very much for coming out here. My name is Basha Collins. Thank you.
Basha Collins is incredible. I mean, like, literally just the most kindest person ever. Round of applause to Danny V. Let's show them some love, y'all. Hello. For people that don't know me, I'm Danny. Just help doing a lot of community outreach in Denver and the Denver surrounding areas. God, okay, I have glasses and this mask, like it's not. Okay, so I wrote a poem because I didn't know what else to do. But my poem is basically about being angry.
I think that it is really important that people do speak about how love is important and love is a weapon and things, but I also think that anger can be a weapon, and if it's used in the correct way, it can fuel a lot of really dope movements, because I don't know, people are pissed off because there's a lot of fucked up shit happening. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and read that and stop rambling. Okay. When I'm asked about my experience as a woman, all I can feel is anger. All I can speak are words of anger and disappointment, because the lack of intersectionality in a movement that we call feminism makes me feel lonely. I cannot adopt a label that has proven itself to ignore my existence. We take from the foundation built from women like Angela Davis, Bell Hooks, and Alice Walker that have helped to build it, yet we minimize and ignore the voices of women and non-binary people of color every day. We actively ignore the voices of indigenous women, such as Hunani K. Trask, endangering the native people of Hawaii during a global pandemic because we think that we deserve a break. We think that we deserve a vacation. Totally disregarding the customer service representatives and the natives of Hawaii that are risking their lives just so that they can get a fucking paycheck. We ignore the MMIW movement as if there has not been an epidemic of missing and murdered indigenous women. White women sit here and talk about rape culture while omitting people of color from that equation. Ignoring the statistic that 84% of American Indian and Alaskan Native women have experienced violence in their lifetime. We ignore, I'm getting emotional. We ignore that more than half of those women have experienced sexual violence. So the next time you want to talk about rape culture, bring up women of color. When I think about being a woman, it makes me angry because I'm not a woman. Big bust, full ass, and thick thighs may have you thinking otherwise, but that's simply not true. My rolls and my fat spill over the cookie cutter tumbler mold of androgyny. And I am not apologetic for that. I'm a big black bitch in a white non-binary world. Do not ignore me. I exist in a world where boxes should not exist. Yet I still starve and find myself so desperately to fit in. All right. Just kidding. Okay. I'm angry. I'm angry because I cannot exist in activist spaces without feeling invalidated. If one more person calls me she, I swear to God, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. The black activists do not care about how queer I am. They told me that black liberation is not queer liberation, and that shit's fucked up. They said we can worry about our black liberation now and worry about your other shit later. Well, I'm not cool with that. Hoteps preach and they tell me how a black woman should stand behind their black man, but I'm sorry, a black man has never done nothing good for me. Not my father, not my stepfather, not the 5 black men that I fucked that just dismissed my identity. The only thing that black men have done to me so far is beat me, break me, and fucking bruise me, so fuck you, but I will still fucking march for you. I'm angry at my queer friends who tell me that I can't check someone without being called aggressive. They tell me that when I check someone, I'm attacking them. Yeah, I'm pissed the fuck off at you. I'm angry that through their white gaze, they tell me Kamala Harris is a great example for black girls to see. But I do not acknowledge Kamala Harris for a black girl like me. Kamala Harris says that decriminalizing sex work is completely ridiculous. Kamala Harris said that it's okay to throw black women in male prisons. That woman does not fight for me. That woman does not care about me. That woman does no good for me. Does no good for people that are poor, people that are trans, and for sex workers. I'm angry because
I'm angry because communities of color write off mental health. Like, black girl, be strong. Strong black women, right? We're always supposed to be strong black women, but I'm breaking the fuck down, okay? Black girls, you can't see us cry. They won't let us cry. Black women, be strong. Black girl, don't break. Black girl has no triggers, even when you hold a trigger to our head. Black girl don't feel shit, right? Black girls feel no pain. That's what the doctor says. That's why black girls die 3 times the rate in child labor. Black girl magic can't fix that. We need a society to fix that. We need to break down systemic racism to fix that. My black girl magic can't fucking fix that! Black girls need healing. Black girls cry and we're dimensional. We need you to see us. We need you to listen to us because we're not all the same. We all can't be just the strong black women. So just listen to us.
I'm gonna let y'all take a moment and like embrace that. Did you hear those words?
Yeah.
Did y'all hear that? Yeah. Holy shit! I got chills. I don't know if it was because of them or because of the weather. Either way, I got chills. Our next speaker, where did she go? Our next speaker is a badass Indigenous woman, Miss Renee. Come on up. Let's give her a round of applause.
Klasa kamati omato. Klasa kamati atatonati. Klasa kamati tonanting klali. Klasa kamati abuelitos y abuelitas and all the ones that came before and all the little ones to come. Thank you, Creator, for today. Thank you for my life. Thank you for all of you. My name is Renee Malay Chacon. We stand on the land of the Ute, the Arapaho, the Cheyenne, the Hickory Apache, the Dene, the Mexica, and 38 tribes that have always traveled through here. There are still 2 reservations here, the Southern Ute and the Mountain Ute. There are at least 100,000 members here that are tribally affiliated or live within Denver. We still exist. We are not something else. So fuck you. I despise that. I work in Spirit of the Sun and Youth Program Coordinator. Look it up. But my passion is women from the mountain, women with an X. I am most importantly a mother of 2 sons. I am the name Ashika, which is Navajo and Mexicana. I have been here since my family has been here since way before it was a state. There are 7 treaties that have never been honored that Colorado has broken to remove all the indigenous people here. Most that they educate is on the Treaty of Fort Laramie, but it's been 7. I tell you this to remind you to be good ancestors. I fight Suncor, so fuck Mike Little. I live in Commerce City. Todd Hennis, who messed up the Animas River from the Gold King mine spill about 4 years ago, ruined a river from my ancestral lands of the San Luis Valley all the way down to Arizona. He has impacted families, and that's what it is. We have been choked out. We have been flushed out of Colorado, and they're still doing it to BIPOC in gentrification. It's stealing our narrative, and most of all, erasing black and indigenous women from the whole thing. How do you honor your life givers? You are all life givers. You all started as women in the womb. Remember that. When I say life givers, that means feminine energy. No, thank you, I have that. There's a one thing that our earth has always been able to do better than us, and that's clean. I hold this for you today as a way to clean and protect. I'm a woman that holds the Pupush Siwara, the Pupush Komen. What that means is that when we do danza, just simply clean and protect the energy, life-giving energy. It's meant to hold that in the space, it's meant to clean that in the space, and it's very much a forma of method, a form. We need to remember that we can go back to what our ancestors used to do. Don't reinvent the wheel. Community is key. Love really is the answer. It's what helps us to thrive. I am tired of just surviving. It is so hard to live in Colorado. Remember Colorado, that is not an English name. But remember most of all that the Creator sent His best warriors, and that's all of you. You're already life givers in this space. You do not have to be just a woman to protect the feminine. It is in you to literally do it for the next generation. My kids need you. I love you already because I need you. I know what that means. It means work. It does mean dismantling white supremacy, and that does mean all the way down. We need redistribution of narrative, but we need redistribution of wealth. And every one of us have the ability to do that, not just in breaking it down with fire, though I'm all for that. But also breaking it down with compassion. That is our best tool. Being able to listen to each other. Make the jump from an ally to an accomplice. If you want to look at what that means, look at Women from the Mountain with an X. It's I still exist. I would love to educate. I do education for free. I do believe in that. And if you ever need help in any kind of way, the Indigenous community is still here to support you. But please do support the Indigenous community, because now we all need each other. I thank you for inviting me here today. I speak on a lot of different narratives, specifically on social justice and environmental justice. I have to fight right now, Polis, because of so many different things that he's not doing for the greenhouse gas emission. Specifically, is equity analysis. He is not here to remedy the systemic violence that has already been caused from environmental racism. All of us should be given a check for the particulate pollution we all have to breathe in now from Suncor. That's a real thing. That's the shit we need you to fight for. If you can come to these, join us on city councils. Join us on the other shit we need you on. Find where that needs to be. Look up Promotores Verdes. Look up Cultivando. I can tell you so many organizations that need you. So I ask you for help, but I thank you for your life giving. If you ever need anything, know that I am and can be a strong kid that can hold safe space for you. So please go today being proud of who you are. Listen to your ancestors. And if you're trying to find your indigeneity, by all means do. It will link you to your past, but you really need it for our future generations, even if you don't have children. You can be a life giver even if you don't have children. So please be a life giver in your space and be a good ancestor now. Umato, nasukamati.
All right, y'all, that was incredible. All right. So let's give another round of applause for our first round of speakers. Now, who's ready to march?
Yes! That should warm us up.
I didn't get enough energy. Yeah, Frozen, who's ready to march? There we go. All right. Grab your things and we'll head out in the next 4 minutes. Good? All right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You snuck right in.
I do that. March in 4 minutes. So folks, we're gonna try and see if we can find our gear. Okay, folks, we're going in transition mode for a second. It will start a new stream, the march. Come join us back in a minute. What do you think? That would be the easiest way to do it. 41 people. Can you make it back in 2 minutes? All right, let's do that.